Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar from me on a very sunny south coast today. It's just gone 11 o'clock, so we'll just wait a few moments to give everybody a chance to join. While you're waiting, do feel free to drop into the Q&A box and say hello. Let us know where you're joining us from. Can see a lot more people are joining now. Glad you could make it. Hi, Carol. Oh, no, David in Inverness. Glad you could make it. Anybody else like to say where they're joining from? Do feel free to mention in the Q&A. Oh, Lock End, Inverness. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining. I think we've got a few more people with us today, so I think we'll make a start now. So hello, welcome to our webinar, Travel Made Easy, Top Apps for Seniors on the Go. I'm Annie Mannion and I'm Digital Marketing Manager at AbilityNet, and I'll be your host for today's session. And so just before we start, just to go through a few bits of housekeeping. We have live captions provided by Patricia at MyClearText today. You can turn them on using the CC option on the control panel, and additional captions are available via streamtext.net/player?event equals AbilityNet. And you can download the slides if you wish and follow along on our website at abilitynet.org.uk/travel webinar. And if you have any technical issues or you need to leave early, don't worry, you'll receive an email within the next week sharing the recording, the transcript and the slides. And then depending on how you joined the webinar, you'll find a Q&A window. So if you want to ask us any questions, do drop those in the Q&A area. And then finally, we also have a feedback survey that you'll be directed to at the end. So please do complete that if you're able. So for those of you who aren't yet familiar with AbilityNet, we're now more than 25 years old, and we're a charity that supports older people and disabled people living with any disability or impairment to use technology to achieve their goals at home, at work and in education. And we do this by providing specialist advice, accessibility testing and training, and free information like our fact sheets and this webinar. So today, discussing the key apps to help with travel and transport, we have joining us AbilityNet digital skills trainer Mohammed Iltaf, who helps older people and disabled people in the Birmingham area and online with their digital skills. So welcome, Mohammed. And yeah, you'll hear from Mohammed a little bit later. So just before Mohammed shares his advice with you, I'm just going to start with a quick poll to find out a bit more about you all here today. So I'm just going to launch the poll now. So can you tell us, if you're thinking about your last trip, what was your biggest travel challenge? Was it navigation? Was it booking? Was it communication, safety, or something else? And depending on how you've joined the webinar, you may find you can't see the poll, but you can respond in the Q&A panel with your answer. Oh, see, it was neck and neck with navigation and booking. I'll leave it a little bit longer for anybody else that would like to place their vote. Okay, just a couple more moments and I'm going to end the poll now and I'll share the results. So looking at the responses, by far, well, nearly by far, navigation at 33% is the biggest travel challenge that you cited. And then booking at 29%. And then after that, other reasons, then safety at 11% and communication at 9%. So I'll stop sharing the results now. And yeah, thank you for your responses. And if you're looking for inspiration and advice, then Mohammed's here to help with some really interesting and useful tips for apps that can make your traveling experiences hassle-free, connected with all of those topics. So over to you, Mohammed.
Good morning, everybody. And I'm happy to be here to present top travel apps for seniors from a wonderful day here in Birmingham. Hope you're all having a similar day wherever you are. So it's interesting that you found navigation and booking as your main concern, because luckily those are the things that I'm going to focus on during this webinar. So we know that travel can sometimes feel really stressful, especially when using new technology. Today, we'll go step by step through some of the best apps designed to help you get around with ease. Hopefully, by the end of the session, you'll know how to find the right travel apps, plan and book transport, and keep yourself safe while traveling. Most importantly, you'll feel more confident using these digital tools. So let's focus upon some of the benefits of travel apps and whether they can sort of help you navigate around the physical world in a seamless way. So travel apps are more than just booking tools. They can help make your journey smoother, safer, and more affordable. So some of the benefits of travel apps: if you ever struggle to follow directions, apps like Google Maps can guide you with step-free routes, voice navigation, and offline maps. Many apps allow you to share your location with family or get alerts about delays or safety concerns, helping you stay safe on the go. They also save you time and money, so why pay more than you have to? Travel apps compare transport options, find discounts, and help you avoid costly mistakes. They can also help you plan and organize easily. No more searching through emails, looking for booking confirmations. Apps can keep all your reservations in one place. They can also help you to discover hidden gems. So AI-powered recommendations help you find the best restaurants, attractions, and experiences beyond the usual tourists. There are so many travel apps available, some offering all-in-one services and others being more specialized. So I have selected a handful of apps accessible on both mobile devices and the web and categorized them into 5 main groups with 2 to 3 apps per category. So the first one, it's interesting that 33% of you said navigation is your key concern, because that's my first category here. Navigation and mapping apps are really useful when you need to find your way around an unfamiliar place. They give you step-by-step directions for driving, walking, or using public transport. These apps also show real-time traffic updates and help you to find nearby places like restaurants and shops. They're available both on iPhones and Android phones and work worldwide. So the focus for today are the 3 main ones that you'll come across. Within these categories, there's dozens, if not hundreds of apps available on each of these devices. I'll be just covering the main ones, which are easy to use and the most popular ones. And I'll be focusing upon Google Maps, Waze, and Citymapper. So just to give you a quick overview of these apps, Google Maps is great for general use, whether you're driving, walking, or using public transport. Whereas Waze is best for driving with real-time traffic and road hazard alerts from other users. Citymapper is perfect for public transport users, especially in big cities. So what are the benefits? Why do these apps matter? So if you're ever worried about getting lost without an internet connection, apps like Google Maps let you download maps in advance. If you're worried about traffic or delays, Waze and Citymapper gives real-time updates. If you need an accessible route, Citymapper helps find step-free options. So moving on to each of these apps and providing a little bit more detail on them and provide some view on how useful they are for seniors. So the first one is Google Maps. Google Maps is a great app for finding your way around. It helps you with driving, walking, and public transportation directions. You can also see real-time traffic updates, explore nearby places like restaurants and shops, and even get street views. It's available on both iPhone and Android phones and works all around the world. So how does it help? It provides turn-by-turn directions, so there's no need to second-guess directions. Google Maps gives clear, spoken instructions. You can use it without the internet. If you're ever worried about losing signal while traveling, you can download maps in advance and still navigate. See before you go. Street View is great if you want to check what a place looks like before you get there. So as an example, imagine you're visiting a new city and want to find a cafe your friend recommended. You can check the Street View to see what the entrance looks like. You can download the area's map in case you lose internet, and then follow turn-by-turn directions to get there easily. And that's Google Maps. So moving on to something which is more driver focused. So if you drive regularly, you know how frustrating it can be to get stuck in unexpected traffic. That's where Waze comes in. Waze is a useful app that helps you navigate while driving. It shows you the best routes to avoid traffic, roadblocks, and accidents. Waze also gives you real-time updates from other drivers, so you always have the latest information. It's available on both iPhones and Android phones, and it works in many places around the world. So its key features are that it provides real-time traffic alerts. So as an example, if you're heading to an appointment and suddenly there's a road closure ahead, Waze will warn you before you get there. It finds alternative routes. So if traffic builds up, Waze will automatically suggest a faster route, saving you time and stress. Waze also alerts you to speed cameras, road hazards, and even the cheapest nearby petrol stations. So let's say, as an example, you're driving to the airport and an accident suddenly blocks your route. Waze instantly finds a new way for you to avoid delays, helping you get there in time. If you prefer traveling on public transport, the next app is going to be useful for you. So Citymapper is a helpful app that makes getting around the city easy. It shows you the best ways to travel, whether it's by bus, train, subway, walking, or cycling. You can plan your trip and see the fastest routes. It's available on both iPhones and Android phones and works in many big cities around the world. So what are its key features and benefits? It's an all-in-one public transport planner. So instead of checking multiple apps, Citymapper shows the live updates for buses, trains, trams, and even ferries in one app. So if mobility is a concern and you're looking for step-free routes, Citymapper highlights routes that require fewer transfers and step-free access. It's really designed for big cities. Citymapper works in major cities like London, Manchester, and as it's relatively new, it's expanding to more locations. So as an example, let's say you're in London and needed to get from your hotel to a museum. Instead of guessing which train or bus or train to take, Citymapper gives you the fastest route, tells you where to get off, and even suggests the best station exit. So those are the three navigation apps. There are plenty more, and I would urge you to look at these as a starting point, but also look at other similar apps use these as reference and explore other similar apps to see if they suit your needs better. The next category of apps that we're looking at is travel planning and management. So planning a trip can be overwhelming, keeping track of flights, finding the best hotels, and making sure you don't miss out on top attractions. Luckily, there are apps that can help take the stress out of travel planning. So I have selected one of the most popular and easy to use apps today as today's focus, and a relatively new AI-based tool, which is fun and easy to use. So as a quick overview of these apps, Google Travel has been around for many years. It used to be Google Trips. Now they've rebranded it as Google Travel. What Google Travel does, it stores all your travel details, flights, hotels, and bookings, so you don't have to search through emails. The other app that we'll be looking at today is GuideGeek. It's a relatively new app. It's based upon the current AI technology, which everybody's talking about, and it uses AI to suggest destinations, create itineraries, and even answer travel questions in real time. So what are the benefits of these apps? So instead of keeping multiple printouts or emails, these apps organize everything into one place. If you want to save money, then you can compare prices and set up alerts when the prices drop. If you don't know where to start for your travel planning, AI-powered apps like GuideGeek can suggest things to do based on your interests. So diving a little bit deeper into Google Trips, Google Travel. Google Travel is one of the most established tools. It's fairly easy to use, and it helps to simplify your travel planning. It helps bookings, track prices, and keeps all your travel details in one place. What the good feature, the key feature of Google Travel is it automatically collects flight information, hotel and reservation details from your emails, and it provides all your plans in one central itinerary. So there's no need to search through emails. You can create day-by-day itineraries with activity suggestions and custom notes. You can easily add bookings manually if needed. It monitors prices in real time and sends alerts about savings, making it ideal for planning cost-effective trips. So why use Google Travel? Like I say, it's simple and easy to use, even for less tech-savvy users. I find it very useful. It keeps you organized and helps you plan stress-free, budget-friendly trips. Google Travel is accessible on both Apple and Android-based devices, but it's not a standalone app. You can use it through a web browser like Safari or Chrome. It is also integrated into Google Maps. You just search for travel-related details such as hotels or attractions within Maps. So think about your own travel planning challenges. If you're struggling to find confirmations on getting the best prices, Google Travel can help solve those issues. Share your thoughts in the question and answer, and we will answer the questions at the end of this talk. So that's an overview of Google Travel, a great way to stay on top of your travel plans. Like I said, jot down any questions you have and we'll address them during the Q&A later. So coming to the newest category of app. So planning a trip can take hours of research, finding where to go, what to do, and how to get there. Good thing about GuideGeek is it makes that process easy and seamless. It's like a personal assistant. GuideGeek is not a standalone app as such, and the GuideGeek agent can be added to your favorite messengers such as WhatsApp, Insta, or Facebook. It's like having a very knowledgeable friend that you can text and ask questions on the fly, and you get replies back almost immediately. You can add GuideGeek as a contact onto your messenger. What you do is you open up your browser, such as Safari or Chrome, and search for GuideGeek. Tap on the link to open up the website and follow the instructions for the messenger of your choice. So how does GuideGeek work? So you can ask GuideGeek a general question in normal everyday speak, as you would normally ask a knowledgeable friend, and it will answer back in likewise manner. So you can get a custom itinerary in seconds. So if you tell the AI agent your interests like history museums or coastal walks, it builds a full itinerary for you. You can planning a trip is like texting a friend. So you don't have to search Google, just type a question and GuideGeek answers within a few seconds. And it saves you time by pulling together all the information you need in one place. So as an example, imagine you're visiting Edinburgh and want to explore the best castles. Instead of searching multiple websites, you just type best castles to visit in Edinburgh, and GuideGeek gives you a list with directions and travel tips. That's GuideGeek, and hopefully maybe you'll give it a try and find how it can support you in your travel planning and management. The next category of apps is really for drivers and for people who want to use ride-sharing facilities. So getting around can sometimes be tricky, whether you need a quick ride somewhere or a good place to park. These apps will help make transportation stress-free. Ride-hailing apps such as Uber and Bolt, which are the most popular. There are others, they may be more local, but Uber and Bolt are international, and they are fairly easy to use, especially and they have a very clean interface and intuitive controls. You can book a ride anytime. So instead of standing outside waiting for a taxi, you can request a car with the app and it picks you up at your location. You have mobility-friendly options. So if you need assistance, you can book an assist ride where the driver helps you with mobility aids or access for wheelchair-friendly vehicles. You can track your ride, so no more wondering where your taxi is. You can see your driver's location in real time. Parking apps like Parkopedia, Just Park, you can find and reserve parking. So instead of driving in circles looking for parkings, these apps help you find and book a spot in advance. You can compare prices for locations and find the best price. You can go cash free, so there's no need for coins or ticket machines. You can pay in the app and park hassle free. Focusing a little bit more on Uber and taxi apps. So hailing a taxi can sometimes be difficult, especially in an unfamiliar area or during busy times. Ride-hailing apps like Uber and Bolt let you book a car with just a few taps, track its arrival, and pay without cash. So instead of hoping to find a taxi in a place that you're unfamiliar with, these apps let you request a ride from wherever you are. You can get accessibility friendly using rides using Uber Assistant access. Ensure those with mobility needs can get the right kind of vehicle. You can see the other driver's details in advance, track your journey in real time, and even share your trip with a family member. You can even see the rating of the particular driver and how other people who have taken taken a ride with that particular driver, what their experience has been. So as an example, imagine you're out for dinner and need a safe way to get home. Instead of waiting for a taxi, you open the app, request a ride, and within minutes your driver arrives. You see their name, car details, and estimated arrival time all before you get in, helping you to stay safer. For those drivers amongst you, then finding the park, we know that parking can be one of the most frustrating parts of driving, especially in big cities, near train stations or big events. These apps help you find and reserve parking in advance, so you don't have to drive around searching for a space. There are so many parking apps available. However, Ringo stands out for its ease of use, wide coverage, and added features. So how do these apps help? Instead of driving and hoping to find a space, you can check availability beforehand. Many locations have different prices, so these apps lets you compare prices and book the most affordable option. And if mobility is a concern, you can filter for step-free spaces or spots near elevators. So as an example, imagine you have a medical appointment in a busy city center. Instead of arriving early just to search for parking, you just go into Ringo to book a space in advance. When you arrive, you just go straight to your reserved spot, no hassle. Those were the ride-hailing and parking apps. Next category of apps are something slightly different, and these are for people who, if you ever wanted a tour guide but without the crowds on a strict schedules, these apps help you turn your phone into a personal guide, offering expert-led audio tours at your own pace. So instead of reading guidebooks, listen to engaging stories from historians and locals. You can take your time, pause, explore, and restart wherever you like. It's perfect for traveling abroad. You download a tour before your trip and you can listen offline. So imagine walking through Edinburgh's old town. Instead of flipping through a guidebook, you put on your headphones and a local historian tells you about the history's rich past as you walk. I'll focus on VoiceMap to give you a little bit more details about VoiceMap. So VoiceMap is an app that offers self-guided audio tours, like having a personal storyteller in your pocket. It uses your location to guide you through cities, museums, or even scenic drives with local experts and enthusiasts, narrating fascinating stories about the places you're exploring. If internet is going to be a problem before your trip, you simply download a tour and listen anytime, even without Wi-Fi or data. It works on your location. It's GPS triggered, so there's no need to press a button to follow a map. The app detects your location and plays the right story at the right time. It's perfect for solo travelers or anyone who wants to take that time and enjoy a destination at their own pace. So imagine you're visiting the city of Bath. So as you walk past the Roman baths, VoiceMap automatically starts telling you its history without you having to stop and look at your phone. That's VoiceMap. Another app in the same category is something called Easy Travel. It's similar to VoiceMap in many ways. The key difference is in the way content is created and shared. With EasyMap, anyone can create content and share audio guides, providing a broader community-driven selection of audio guides. So you can select the attractions you want to visit, schedule them in your calendar, and let the app guide you. Like I say, VoiceMap and similar apps to these, you can download the tours before the trip, so you don't need Wi-Fi while exploring. Like VoiceMap, Easy Travel triggers audio when you approach key locations, but it's also great for museums. So imagine walking through the Louvre. As you approach the Mona Lisa, Easy.Travel explains history and hidden details, just like having your own personal tour guide, and without the expense of paying for the hotel's tour device. So these are the next category of apps. Moving on to the next category of apps, translation and communications. Traveling to a country where you don't speak the language can be intimidating, but these apps help you communicate easily, whether you need to order food, ask for directions, or read signs. They can change text, speech, and even pictures into your language right away. Some apps can even work without the internet. These apps are available on both iPhones and Android phones. They're great for traveling or learning new words in another language. So how do these apps help? They can translate text and speech instantly. You just speak into the app and it translates for you, perfect for conversations in shops and taxis. You can read menus and signs easily. So you point your camera at a menu or sign and the app overlays the translation. You can use offline in any country. You can downloading the language packs before your trip means you can translate without the internet. So imagine you're in a cafe in France and you don't understand the menu. Instead of guessing, you use Google Translate's camera mode to instantly see your English translations over the French text. So focusing a little bit more on Google Translate. It's an excellent starting point for exploring the world of language translation. It's easy to use and free to download. If you're traveling to a country where you don't speak the language, Google Translate can be a lifesaver. Whether you need to read signs, order foods, or ask for help, it makes communication easier. So how it helps, you can type or speak into the app and it translates immediately. It's perfect for simple questions or conversations. You can point and translate signs and menus. Just open up your camera, aim your camera at a foreign text, and Google Translate will overlay the English text on the screen. It also works offline and you can download the packs before your trips. Even without, you can use it without Wi-Fi or mobile data. So if, as an example, if you're on a train station in Japan and all the signs are in Japanese, instead of feeling lost, use Google Translate's camera feature to instantly see the English version. So incidentally, on the slide on the right-hand side, that's a Google Translate version of the same slide on the left-hand side in Japanese, and it's simple as taking the slide, putting it into the to the tool, and instantly the translation pops out. Google Translate is a free app. It's available. It's great for general use. It's a great starting point. However, for a little bit more for users who travel frequently and who require more precise translations and the ability to have other features like phrasebooks, there's an app called iTranslate. So it's really key selling point is that you can download the language packs and you can use phrasebooks, and it provides a full feature-rich experience in an offline mode. So iTranslate is great as a backup tool because it works offline and it provides the full features of the application offline. So just like Google Maps, you can see you speak or type a phrase and get quick translations. It's great for ordering foods or asking for directions. So like I said, unlike Google Translate, iTranslate allows full translations even without an internet connection. Instead of typing everything, you can use preloaded phrases like "how much does this cost?" So imagine you're in Spain and don't have mobile data. You can open iTranslate, you can use an offline Spanish pack and quickly ask a local for directions to the train station. No internet required. So those are the 5 categories of apps which will help book, plan, and make your travel easier. There are many more apps, and with a limited time frame, those are the apps that are I found suitable to give you a flavor of the apps that will be available to you for travel purposes. The next section focuses upon some key things that you can do to stay safe while you're traveling. And so when we're traveling, we rely on technology for navigation, payments, and communications. But digital risks like scams, hacking, or lost devices can make things stressful. So this section will help you stay secure and troubleshoot common tech issues. So how to stay safe on public Wi-Fi. So I'll focus upon that in this section, how to stay safer on public Wi-Fi. How you can find your phone if you lose it. There are facilities called Find My Phone on both Apple phones and Android phones. And one of the key bugbears for all of us is remembering passwords. Using Password Manager creates and helps remember strong passwords for you. So I'll focus on each of these things within this section. So when we travel, we connect to free Wi-Fi in airports, cafes, and hotels. But these networks can be unsafe. These tips can help make sure that you're safe while using public Wi-Fi. So the first tip I would give you is stick to basic browsing. Avoid online banking or entering passwords when you're on free public Wi-Fi. It's safer to wait until you're home. If you're shopping or filling out forms online, make sure that the website address, there's an S in there, HTTPS. This means it's secure. If you've also got the possibility of using extra protection. If you use public Wi-Fi Wi-Fi frequently, I would urge you to consider asking a family member to help you set up a VPN on your device. It's a tool that keeps your online activity private, and once it's set up, it's very easy to switch on and off. The other tip that I would give you is that you forget the connection when you're away from that particular hotspot. After using the Wi-Fi, go to your networks, devices, Wi-Fi settings, and choose the option to forget the network. This stops it from reconnecting on its own in the future. These tips can help you make you're safe while using public Wi-Fi. Like I mentioned, losing a phone while traveling can be really stressful at any time, but Find My Phone ensures you can track, lock, or erase your device remotely so you stay in control. This feature will most likely have been set up when you first got the phone. However, it's always good to check before traveling. In case you need to set it up, I've put the procedure on the screen. I will not go through it, but the slides will be available to yourselves, and you can check for your type of phone. So once the settings are on, if you manage to lose the phone, there's a procedure there, which is to do if you lose your phone. You can go into the web and you can log on to your phone's ID, and it will track the phone for you, and then you can do the various actions of locking, erasing, or otherwise. So if you leave your phone in a taxi, so instead of panicking, you can just log onto your device, log into Find My Device on another phone or the web, and you can track your phone in real time. So have you ever misplaced your phone before? Do you have Find My Phone enabled right now? I would ask you to, maybe after this webinar, to check. Another bugbear, like I mentioned, is passwords. Using strong passwords is essential for online security, but remembering them can be difficult, especially when traveling. A password manager safely stores your logins and even fills them in for you. So you don't need to remember dozens of passwords. Your password manager remembers it for you. All you need to do is just remember the one password, which allows you to get into the password manager. You can log on to websites and apps with just one tap, and you can log on automatically. You can synchronize across all your devices, so you're never locked out. So imagine you're on holiday and need to log into your email on a hotel computer. Instead of struggling to remember your password manager fills it for you. No stress. Do you currently write down passwords, use the same password multiple sites, or struggle to remember? Would a password manager make things easier for you? Okay. Before we wrap up, let's quickly review the key takeaways from today's session. These simple but powerful tools can make travel easier, safer, and more enjoyable. So one of the key takeaways is that you can plan and travel efficiently. Use apps for navigation, booking, and real-time updates to stay organized on the go. You can stay secure by protecting your device and accounts with VPNs and using Find My Phone and password managers. AI-powered trip planning, location previews, and safety tools can enhance your travel experience. Tech like health tracking, contactless payments, emergency alerts makes travel stress-free. By using these travel apps and technologies, you can reduce stress, improve security, and make your trips more enjoyable. Which feature or app are you most excited by? Thank you, and I look forward to answering your questions within the Q&A.
Thanks so much, Mohammed. Some excellent ideas to test out and apps to download for making your next trip go smoothly. So just a quick reminder, you can access all of the slides with the links that Mohammed's been discussing via our webinar page, abilitynet.org.uk/travel webinar, and the recording will be added to the page after this broadcast. So as part of AbilityNet's partnership with BT Group to help older people and disabled adults master the disabled world, we offer free in-person digital skills sessions to older people 65 plus years and disabled adults in London, Birmingham, Glasgow, Edinburgh, the east coast of Scotland, Newcastle, Cardiff and surrounding areas. So you can register for those at abilitynet.org.uk/BT Digital Skills. And you can explore the sessions that we offer online or ask for training on topics. Here are just a few examples: staying safer online, using your phone or tablet. There's others using social media, booking a GP appointment, banking online, and much more. So do get in touch if those are of interest. And if you don't live in those areas outlined, do please give us a call on 0300 180 0028. You can visit our website or email us at inquiries@abilitynet.org.uk. And one of the AbilityNet team can connect you with a local tech volunteer. We also have a range of bite-sized learning videos on our YouTube channel, including the popular Ringo video explainer that Mohammed mentioned earlier, and loads more. So yeah, do check those out. And once again, all of this information will be shared with you in the follow-up email that you'll receive. So yeah, just to highlight, there's some other contact information on there, and do give us a call at 0300 180 0028 and get in contact with us with your questions. So moving on to the Q&A now. I'm sure you've got a lot of questions you'd like to ask Mohammed. I can see, yeah, there's loads of questions in the Q&A box now. So we'll try and answer as many as we can before the end of the session. So Mohammed, there's been quite a few questions on a similar topic, which is, you know, are all of the apps free, or are some of them paid for apps?
So thank you for the question. Most of the apps that I've discussed today, they have they're either they're all of them are free to download. Most of the apps that I've talked about today are free to use. Within the app themselves, there's the paid content. So for example, Ringo, it's free to download, it's free to use. However, when you booking parking, then you'll have to pay for the parking. Like iTranslate, it's got a free element to it where you can have basic translations, but to get the full range of translations and get the phrasebook and get downloadable packs, you would have to pay for that. So there's in-app purchases for those type of apps. It's always good to, before downloading the app, read the blurb about the app, and it will explain whether it's completely free or whether there will be an in-app purchase available.
Okay, thank you. And then there's a question from Maria. Are the travel apps do some of them provide information for different walking speeds or abilities? You know, the time that it might take to walk from A to B?
Okay, that's a good question, actually. Yeah. So Google Maps has, so you can plan your journey or a route between, let's say, where you're at to another place, and it will give you the different options, and the different options are going to be driving, walking, taking the bus, or other routes. Yeah. So each of those, there's an estimate of the time taken. And especially walking, it will assume a average walking speed, and it will give you an average time. Myself, sometimes I walk a bit slower, so you know the average walking speed is going to be a bit of an overestimate. So you have to take it with a bit of pinch of salt because it works on averages, but it does gives you the apps do give you an indication of how long it will take.
Okay, thank you. And then there's a question from Carol. I think it works in the question is, does Citymapper work in other countries? And I think it's still in the process of kind of rolling out worldwide. But yeah, I don't know if you've got some more to say on that.
Absolutely. It's a new app. It's fairly detailed. So new cities are coming online every day. It is available worldwide, and so most of the major cities are covered. So Barcelona in Spain is covered. I know that I checked that earlier. So in Britain, most of the major cities are covered, but smaller places, it may take a bit of time for that.
Okay, and a question that a couple of people have asked. Do you have any advice about the safety and security of your details on the apps? If there's any kind of best practices to follow.
Okay, so best practices with apps is make sure your device has either a 6-digit code to get into it, either it's got biometrics, whether it's using your fingerprint or face to open up. So if your phone is secure, your apps within the phone will be secure as well. There's proactive monitoring within the App Store and Play Store which makes sure that the data of your apps stays secure and there's no viruses. Just like on a laptop computer, we have software that proactively monitors for viruses. The App Store on the iPhone, the App Store is constantly monitored for apps which can leak data. If there's compromises of data there, of personal data I'm talking about, and same with the Play Store. So it happens proactively in the background, but the responsibility for the user is to make sure your device is secure, so that if you leave your device and you lose your device, that somebody picks it up, they're not able to access your apps. Because if they're able to access your app, then things can happen. There's also more security built into banking apps for it's like second factor authentication and what have you. But my general advice is make sure that your device is secure. The apps are going to be secure because you've downloaded them from a secure store.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I think it's time to wrap up now. Thank you for all your questions. Sorry we haven't had a chance to answer all of them, but we will provide all the information and links in the follow-up email that you'll receive, and all the information will be on the link to our webinar page with the recording on it once the webinar is finished broadcasting. Thank you so much to Mohammed and Patricia with MyClearText in the background doing the captions, and also to my colleague Kelly for helping out in the background with the slides and the Q&A. And then just a bit more information that might be of interest. As mentioned, AbilityNet offers free IT support at home and online, plus a range of fact sheets and webinars on our website at abilitynet.org.uk. You can call our helpline on 0300 180 0028. So if you're not in the regions mentioned earlier with the BT free digital skills support sessions, do contact us and we can link you in with a tech volunteer who can come and support you in your area. We also run online training sessions on digital accessibility topics. So for people here that are interested in digital accessibility and inclusion, training for groups within an organisation, but also for individuals. So you can find out more at /training. And if you use the code AbilityNet Webinar 10 when booking, you can save 10% on all our courses. And then just finally, please do sign up for our newsletter, and that will provide you with the latest information about inclusion, but also our next free webinars at /webinars. And the next free session in this series is on Wednesday, the 16th of April, and that's simple tech tips for hearing loss at /hearing loss webinar. And again, aimed at older people, this free webinar will share digital adjustments that can aid with hearing loss. And then in May, we have a session with the Department for Work and Pensions, focusing on how going digital can save you money. So yeah, I hope you can make it to those sessions. And thanks again for joining us. Please do complete the feedback form, and we'll be in touch very soon. Bye everyone. Hope to see you soon.